Hey everybody, welcome to the Cowboy Slot Channel Sunday Slot Talk with a Tech. We are your hosts, Brantley and Mark. We have a lot to cover today. Really a lot of topics to cover today. First of all, we just hit 40,000 subscribers this morning. Guys, that is huge. This channel has only been around for 7 months. 7 months, and we have already, not only did we hit 40,000, we actually flew past it. Right now, we're at 40,200 people and growing. So 200 people just since midnight have come to the channel. It's been absolutely crazy. So we have a lot of opening topics to talk about first before we dive in to the Q&A portion, and also about progressives, which is what this Sunday live stream is all about today. So the first thing is about the 40,000 followers. Guys, I just want to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you. Every single like, every single subscribe, every single comment, we really appreciate it. And that helps the channel out tremendously. I also want to give out some special thanks. I really want to give a special thank you to Mark from Home Slots, who's been my co-host, and he's been by my side now for quite some time, and I couldn't do it without him. So Mark, thank you very much for being here.
I appreciate it, Brantley.
Really
good news on the 40,000. Yeah, absolutely.
And
my pleasure.
You know, and also too, guys, I want to thank Tammy. Tammy is our moderator. She's here every single live stream. Guys, she's never missed a live stream, which is crazy. So thank you very much to Tammy. And I want to send out a very big special shout out and thank you to two other slot channels in particular. The first being Stacy from Stacy's High Limit Slots. So guys, before I started this channel, I actually did not have any intention on starting a channel whatsoever. I talked to Stacy. I didn't know anything about YouTube. I didn't know what I was doing. And Stacy actually took time out of her day to help walk me through setting up the channel and what to do. And she was right there at the very beginning. So Stacy of Stacy's High Limit Slots, a very big thank you to you. And also the other channel that I want to mention is NJ Slot Guy. NJ Slot Guy was one of the first other slot channels that I ever got a chance to speak to. He has had my back this whole time. He has always been there. He's always been positive. He's helped me through a lot. He's continued to tell me to, keep pushing on and keep going. And he has been an absolute asset. So thank you guys to those two big slot channels out there. Before I talk about the giveaway too, projection of numbers, just to give you guys an idea. So I actually did a projection of numbers, and at the rate that we are climbing, we, let's see here. With the rate of people that we have coming onto the channel, we are projected to be at 100,000 subscribers in less than a year, about 300 days for 100,000 subscribers, which if we reach that point, that will actually put us in the top 1% of all slot channels, which would be absolutely incredible. So guys, thank you so much. Keep up sharing those videos. Keep up liking those videos. I want this channel to be fun and interactive and participate with you guys and always be here for you. So I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. So we're doing a giveaway, 40,000 subscriber giveaway, which is awesome. In this giveaway is going to be a $200 Amazon gift card. And then I also wanted to do something special. So I am sending out in the giveaway this antique piece of slot machine glass. This is a real piece of glass from a slot machine from the year 1990. It's a Bally slot machine, all American stars and bars. So as you can see, guys, it's pretty large, and it's a thick piece of glass. You can put this in a frame. You can keep it in an office. So it's really cool to have, and it is an antique piece from an actual slot machine in Vegas. So that is included in the giveaway as well. Also included in the giveaway is going to be two of these special edition poker chips, which are brand new. They are limited edition poker chips. They even come in a little case. As you can see there, there's going to be two of those in the giveaway. So how do you enter? So let me pull up on the screen here and show you guys how to enter the giveaway. So if you go to ropethejackpot.com, which is my main website, tap on giveaway right there in the top. It's going to break down a little bit about the prize pack right here. everything that's included in it, that $200 Amazon gift card, the antique slot machine glass, the 2 limited poker chips, and a custom thank you card from myself. It's going to be exactly the same as our previous giveaway. It is a share contest. So right here, steps 1, 2, and 3, really easy. Step 1, you can share this video. So you just tap on that link right there. It takes you to the video that we're going to share. You can share it on any social platform you'd like. You can copy the link. You can email it. You can text it. If you don't have other social media platforms, share it on Facebook. Facebook groups in particular are really, really big. Twitter, Instagram, wherever you want to share it. And then all you have to do is just comment on that video shared, and that will get you entered into the contest. The reason why I chose that particular video is because of our learning series that we did. That was the most popular and most liked video. So we want to get that out there so that everybody has a chance to see that. So that contest is open right now. We will announce the winner on August 28th in that Sunday live stream. So check that out, share those videos, keep them out, keep them going out there, comment shared, and then we'll announce the winner. So, and of course I cover all shipping. So that's another positive thing. Another thing, guys, I wanted to talk to you guys about today is, as you already know, this channel, we do not charge for anything. We don't sell you guys classes. We don't sell methods or tips or anything like that. But we do have poker chips that help support the channel. I recently came out with a new color option. It's a blue poker chip, and that is available also on the website. I will pull that up, as well as we have the Patriot poker chip, and you can even get the limited edition poker chip. The limited edition poker chip, I said that I would share a little bit more about it. I've only made a very small number of those. So those are only a very limited quantity, very limited quantity, not very many of them made. So if you would like to get one, you can get those on the website, which I can show you right here again. So we can just scroll up, tap on shop, and then we have our poker chip options right here. And again, all of the proceeds from that do go to benefit and help out the channel. Speaking of helping and speaking of poker chips, the month of October is coming up, and the month of October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I will be coming out with a special pink poker chip in the month of October, and we will be donating 100% of the proceeds from the pink poker chip to the Susan G. Komen Foundation for Breast Cancer. So that's going to take place in October. We love to help out other people. We love to help here at the Cowboy Slot Channel. So that's one thing that we're going to be doing in October. Also in October is Global Gaming Expo. That is the G2E Expo. We will be there. Mark and I will be there, along with a bunch of other slot channels. A lot of other slot channels are going to be there. That's going to be in Las Vegas, October 10th through the 13th. So if you are planning on coming to Vegas, just know that we will be there. And that's kind of it for intro here. So now we can kind of dive into today's topic, which of course is all about progressive games. Now, one other thing that I did recently add to the channel, and this was by popular request from channel members as well as Patreon members, is channel members and Patreon members now have the ability to submit questions in advance for the Sunday live stream. So before we go into the Q&A portion, after we discuss our opening topic, before we go into the Q&A portion, we will cover members' questions that they have submitted in advance. So now let's talk about progressive games. There's a lot of them out there, a lot of progressive games. There's a lot of different types. There's a lot of information about those. So Mark is going to kind of break down and explain a lot of these progressive games, and then we'll dive into some Q&A. So Mark, I will let you take it from here, and let's talk about some of those progressives.
Okay, this is definitely a topic that we get asked about a lot, and I think the reason is because more and more machines now have progressives on them. I've noticed just over the last 10 years, especially, just about every new machine that comes out has some kind of progressive. But it's important that you understand the differences between each of the progressives and what you should do if you're trying to play for a progressive. So let me talk about the three different types of progressives that you might find. There's something called a standalone progressive, and this means that it is isolated to one specific slot machine. So it's not linked with any others. It's just one machine that is running up the progressive amounts as you put bets onto the machine. And then you have what's called a local area progressive. That is local to the casino. It could be a bank of 5 machines. It could be 5 machines here and then another 5 machines somewhere else on the floor. Those are basically linked progressives. So they are multiple slot machines. And then you have the wide area progressives. And these are the ones that span across multiple casinos. And and excuse me, I've been driving for 9 hours today, guys. So I'm so exhausted. But anyway, so the wide area progressives are like your Mega Bucks, your Wheel of Fortune, that basically span across multiple casinos, even throughout the entire state. And those are notoriously hard to hit because they are so wide, and it's hard to hit those. Let me just say that. So you have each of those different types of progressives. So what does that actually mean to you? What it means is when you're actually sitting down at a machine to play it, and I'm going to use the example of Lightning Link because we noticed this recently in the Shoshone Rose when we were there. There was a bank of 4 machines. They were all Lightning Link, but you notice that they were standalone progressive for the major Jackpot, which is kind of not the top grand, but the one right below it. And each of the 4 machines had a different number on them. And so what you should do is go and look at those machines and pick the machine that has the highest amount on that major progressive and sit down and play that one. Are your odds better to hit it? No, but the odds are the same on all 4 of those machines. So why would you not want to play the one that will give you the most if you hit that progressive? So that's one tip that you can use when you're going and looking at those machines and you see those progressive amounts. Sit down and pick the one that has the highest amount to it. Now, we did notice that they had a grand jackpot, which is the top level one, and that was shared amongst all 4 machines. So there was a combination of a local area progressive as well as a standalone progressive on those machines. So the rule of thumb is make sure you look at that before you sit down and play, because you're going to feel silly if you finally get the jackpot or you finally get a progressive and it's on the machine where it just reset and you have this one down the row that is higher. You should have just been playing that one. But again, it's important to remember that just because the progressive is higher doesn't mean it's harder to hit or your odds are different or anything like that. It's exactly the same. So let's take those and then go to the next level, which are the must hit by progressives. So these are a little bit different. We noticed that Shoshone Rose, there was 4 Ainsworth machines. You've probably seen these before: Mustang Money, Thunder Cash. Do you remember the other ones, Brantley? There were 2 other ones there.
I know one was the Enforcer.
Enforcer. I know you just played
loved
that
one. And then the other one was something Eagle or something with
Soaring Eagle. Soaring
Eagle. Something like that. Fun games. They are really fun.
Yep.
I enjoy those games.
I liked playing them too. But the thing is with those is they have must hit progressives. So what that means is that they have a starting amount. I think in the case for the minor, it was 300 or 350, and it must hit by a certain amount, say $500. And so the same rules apply here. If you're going to play any one of those 4 machines, if there are 4 of them, I would pick the one that has the highest major or the highest minor. Now, again, they're difficult to hit. And we'll go into recommendations on whether you should chase progressives or not in a second. But, if you're going to sit down and you want to have the best chance of hitting a progressive, you want to do the one that has the highest amount. And in that case, you want to be playing the one that has the highest, closest to whatever the maximum is. So if there is one that has a maximum $500 and it's sitting at 480, that would be a fantastic machine to sit down and play, because your odds start to get better and better the closer that amount gets to the must hit by number. So those are a little bit different. And so I hope I didn't confuse you, but you need to look at the actual machine. And if it says must hit by anywhere on that machine, you can apply that rules. Those rules that I just said. If it doesn't say anything like that, then it is not a must hit by, and it can actually cap out. So that 800 major jackpot caps out at 1,000. It'll go to 1,000 and it will sit there until somebody hits it. The odds don't improve. They don't change. It's exactly the same as if it was at its starting at $500. So you just want to keep that in mind, that there are 2 different types of progressives to look for: the must hit by and just the regular ones that count up. And sit down and look at those machines before you sit down and pick which one to play, because there is some advantage play to that. Brantley, I don't know if you want to go on a little bit more about those and we saw those numbers climbing while we were in Shoshone Rose, and somebody hit the big one,
They did.
the major. So I mean, it was pretty high. I think it was
Yeah.
9,800 or 9,500 when we were there, and somebody hit it. So it was a good machine to play out of the 4 that were there, because it was going to go soon, because it was getting closer and closer to that max. And if it must hit by a certain amount, it must hit by that amount, and it's not going to stop growing. It's going to keep growing, and their odds are going to get better and better. So
I think the biggest important factor is to always make sure that, especially with the progressive games, that you are reading the machine and understanding the progressive first. And I know we kind of covered this in one of the learning series episodes about progressives. Is it's really important to read and understand those game rules, but also you got to understand what type of progressive it is. Is it a must hit by progressive? Is it a wide area progressive? You really kind of have to be observant and break that down, because there's a lot of different types of progressives out there. So just that general skill, and you can improve that skill over time, of just making sure that you're looking around the casino and kind of understanding these games, because a lot of these progressives can be very, very, very tricky. I know everybody loves Lightning Link, Dragon Link, all of that. They are terrible games. I mean,
Yes,
they're probably the highest volatile game that you can possibly play. And I've played a few on my channel just to demonstrate, and they can take a lot of money really quick. Granted, you can win some good money on it, but most of the times they can take a lot of money really quick.
Yeah,
So,
funny story. When we were in Shoshone Rose, I saw him sit. He's like, "I'm going to get this major on this Lightning Link because it's getting high." I think it was 890 or something.
yeah,
And he sits there and he's putting his money in, and I'm just sitting behind him, just biting my nails, saying he's going to lose it all. He's going to lose it all. And 5 minutes later, it was gone.
yeah. I tell
They
you,
can
those
be
are the
they
worst
can be difficult. Yeah,
machines
they are
to
the
play.
worst. They are the worst
They're the
games. I don't know
worst games
like
to
them,
play.
like we said, you can win on them. That's not. If you couldn't win on them, they wouldn't be in there. But it's so volatile and it's difficult. And if you are going to play Lightning Link, I would always advise to limit yourself before you even sit down at the machine and say, "Look, I'm going to put $100 in, and that's it. If I don't hit anything, I'm not going to chase it. I'm going to get up and walk away and go play something else." That's the type of machine that you want to have that kind of behavior with, because
Exactly.
and it can eat you alive. So.
And there is so on the topic of progressives, this is actually something new that Mark and I both learned, because it's a topic that's come up a lot, and this is something that I never even knew. I learned this from higher ups in the casino that actually told me. A lot of people have asked the question, well, what happens if a progressive gets really high and the casino decides to remove the machine from the floor? What happens to that money if it never got paid out? Well, there's actually a law and a regulation that money has to go back to the players. So what the casino ends up doing is, so if you have a bank of machines that has $1 million progressive, and let's say that $1 million never hit, and they decide to remove the bank of machines before the progressive hit, what they have to do is they have to record that $1 million, and then they actually have to put that back as giving back to the players. So that is actually what funds a lot of things like free play or vouchers for things, or like little giveaway items. Like sometimes if the casino's like, oh, we're giving out, player cards or playing cards or t-shirts or hats or something like that. A lot of times that actually comes from a fund that was built from a progressive that was decommissioned. And I never knew that. And I thought that was really, really cool. But yes, there is a law and a regulation that the casino has to give that back to the players, which is something really, really awesome that I never knew.
And if you think about it, like a progressive, you're basically, it's taking a portion, because when you set up a progressive on a machine, you set up a percentage of the bet that goes into feeding a progressive. It's a setting that the casino can put on each individual machine. Once they set that, if you bet, say, $3 and it's set to, say, 10%, which is really high, it's not that high, but 10% of that, then every 30 cents would go to feeding that progressive. And so it's like taking a portion of your bet and shuffling it off into like a savings account until it gets released. And so Brantley's right. Like they can't just take something off the floor that has been feeding money into the savings account and then it just goes away. They have to give that back to the player because it's the player's bank, essentially. And the other thing that I learned is that if, let's say, a progressive does max out, let's say that on that lightning link, it went to the 1,000 and it didn't grow any more than that. It's still growing, but what happens is on the reset, once somebody hits it, it goes down to the 500, and then whatever it grew after that 1,000 gets added to that base amount. So it may start at 630 or something after it resets because it is feeding it still. So the money doesn't disappear. That's the real short answer to it, is the money just doesn't go away. They have to use it for something. Either it feeds the progressive again next time it cycles through, or like Brantley said, if they take it off the floor before it hits, they have to give it away for promotions and things like that. So
exactly. So I thought that was really cool to learn.
Yeah,
for sure. So I know we've kind of talked a little bit about wide area progressives too. So the wide area progressives, those are networked with a larger network of machines. So those could be nationwide, they could be tribal wide, statewide, a really, really large network. Those would be games like your Wheel of Fortune, your Mega Bucks, and stuff like that. And a lot of times with those kinds of progressives, with the Wheel of Fortune progressives and the Mega Bucks progressives, those are pretty much, you have the same odds as if you were playing the like the Mega Millions or the Powerball or the lottery. So definitely want to avoid those. Yeah, of course, just like Mega Millions, you can win Mega Millions. I unfortunately did not win Mega Millions this time around. Somebody else did. So congratulations to whoever won that. What was it, $1 billion or something crazy like that?
I saw the signs on the side of the interstate, and it maxes out at 999. It doesn't go past that. So
right.
It's
well, as I mentioned before, we do have some questions from channel members and Patreon members. So channel members and Patreon members, they can submit questions in advance to be answered on the topic of the day. And so I do have some questions from them. So I'll go ahead and Mark, let's hit these questions out first from our members. So Kyle from Patreon asks, are you more likely to hit the bigger jackpots, major and grand, when you are playing a higher bet level on a game like Dancing Drums?
I think that's a no. I think it doesn't really matter what bet amount. Now, if you change denominations, you're going to notice the amounts of the jackpots change, because again, like we've talked about before, every denomination on the machine is like playing a separate machine. So it could have separate progressives that are counting up. So, and you can test this. If you go to a Dancing Drums and you go there and you flip between each of the different denominations, look up at the progressives and you're going to notice the values change. It's because they're both operating separately. But as it comes to bet amount, it usually does not better. It doesn't matter on those types of games. And I think Dragon Link or not, I always get that. Whatever, like I always say, don't play anything with dragons in it, but
avoid the dragons.
If it has a dragon in it, don't play. It's not a good game. But the Lightning Link and like the Dragon Link and all those, you can win the same if you're playing minimum bet or maximum bet. It doesn't really make any difference. The only time it would ever make a difference is if you look at the game rules of the game. And there are a lot of knockoffs now, guys. There's Lightning Link clones that look very similar to Lightning Link that they're not. Their rules might be different. So always check the game rules. And if it says anywhere in there that increasing your bet increases your chance of getting a progressive, that's your answer. If it doesn't mention that anywhere, then you have the same odds if you're betting 88 cents or $8.88. But again, this kind of goes back to what I think we wanted to summarize this with progressives. Chasing progressives is a bad idea in general, in my opinion. I think if it's close, if it's one of those must-hit buys and it's close, I think chasing is a reasonable thing to do. Very close.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's you should look at progressives as something that you just win on addition to just playing the base game. It's like something that just happens that comes out of the blue. It's like playing a lottery scratch ticket. You're not going to hit the big one. You play them because you're just trying to get the small wins here and there. But if you do get a big one, you're surprised and shocked that it happened. progressives are the same way, and you shouldn't ever play scratch tickets or, slot machines for the big win, because they're few and far between. They're very difficult to hit. You will most likely put way more into the machine than you will get back on a progressive. And we saw that when I saw you playing the Lightning or the Thunder Cash. I mean, okay, I just put $500 to win a $400 progressive.
Yep. Exactly.
That's a net loss, guys.
Yeah.
You won the progressive, but it's a net loss,
Exactly.
So chasing is not always a good idea. It should just be something that you win. And one other thing I want to say about progressives is, and this seems like it might be common sense, but it's worth saying, the lower the progressive amount, the easier it is to hit. And the more it is far away from your bet, the very much more difficult it is to hit. So if you're playing like a Lightning Link and you're betting $5 and that grand is at 130,000, you better believe that is a very difficult one to hit. But the mini bonus, or even the smaller major progressive, is going to be easier to hit just because it's closer to what your bet size is. It's just like when you're picking the coins, on Dancing Drums. It's always the mini. Why is it always the mini? Well, it's because it's heavily weighted. That's the smallest amount of jackpot that you can get. And so it's heavily weighted to always pick that one. And by the way, again, you're not in control of that on Dancing Drums. It's predetermined. Exactly. But, that's why it's always the mini or the minor, is because those are just very low to your bet, and those are most likely the ones that are going to go. Again, don't chase progressives. I can't say this enough. Play the game because it's a fun game, and if you happen to get progressive, awesome. But chasing progressives, in my opinion, it's a bad proposition. And I think casinos and manufacturers know that, because it seems like every damn slot machine now that comes out has some kind of progressive on it.
Right.
It attracts people. You see the big numbers rolling up in your face, you think it's going to happen, and it doesn't. And it's just, I just personally, and this is just me, I would not chase progressives. I would just be surprised if it happened.
You want to treat the progressive like a secondary bonus prize, not the primary reason for playing the game. You want to play the game because you enjoy the game and pick the game based off of other factors outside of the progressive. For example, if you are a big fan of Wheel of Fortune for whatever reason, and you really like Wheel of Fortune, play it for the entertainment of the Wheel of Fortune, and don't focus on that multi-million-dollar number, because that's, if you get that, fantastic, that's great, but play it because you enjoy it. Don't make the bonus, or don't make the progressive the primary reason why you play it, for sure.
Correct.
So another member question from Shayna. Shayna's a Patreon member. Shayna asks, is for Wheel of Fortune progressives, like we were just talking about, are your chances higher when the machine with a machine with a lower progressive, or does it not make a difference?
No difference.
No difference.
It could happen. I mean, you could literally hit the wide area progressive and it resets, and then you could hit it again.
Exactly.
There's no difference. The only one, and this I'm going to go ahead and there was a question from Brian SD earlier, and it's very much related to this. It was around 617.
617. All right. Bear with us, guys. We're getting into the question.
Yeah, I know. I cut Brantley off. I didn't follow the rules. I'm supposed to wait until the question. No, anyway,
you're fine.
Now this is
which one? Brian SD.
Yeah, it's 6:17 p.m.
So Brian SD.
Here's the thing. There are two types of progressives, like we said. There's the must-hit buys, and then there's the regular. Regular is Wheel of Fortune. That is a regular. Even though it's wide area progressive, it's a regular progressive, which means that the odds are exactly the same every time you hit the spin button. It doesn't matter what the value is. I've seen some of those progressives go to astronomical amounts, and some that get hit right after they were just hit previously. So it doesn't matter. Must hit is a lot different, because the odds decrease the closer it gets to, or the odds of you hitting increase the closer it gets to that must hit buy. So if you can imagine, let's say a range of $400 to $500, right? And let's say the odds of hitting it are 1 in 1,000 when it's at 400. The closer it gets to that 500, your odds start to decrease or increase. So it's like maybe when it gets this close, it's 1 in 200, and now it's 1 in 100. Now it's 1 in 50, and now in 1 in 20. And the closer it gets, your odds keep getting better and better and better. But you still could hit it when it's at its low amount. And we saw that go off a lot on that Thunder Cash where it was at 350 and it hit at 375. And then there were some times where it hit almost all the way at the max. It's still, there's still some randomness to it, but the difference is that your odds just get better and better and better the closer it gets to that must hit by number. So that's the biggest difference that you can tell between the must hit by progressives and the regular ones. Regular ones are way more popular. I'd say probably 80% of the machines out there that have progressives are regular progressives. They're not must hit buys. So just, again, look at the glass, look at the instructions, and figure out what type it is, because the way you play may be different based on that information. So,
right. Let's see. We got a $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much for those super chats. We do greatly appreciate it. All those super chats really do help us out here on the channel. From Classic Old School Slots, who asks, what do you guys think about D Lucky? Is he legit? That's not something that we're going to comment on. We don't like to comment about other channels or their practices whatsoever. Here on this channel. Again, guys, there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of methods. You do what works for you. Have fun as long as you guys are having fun, but do whatever works for you, and just always remember to keep in mind your sources. So we appreciate that super chat. Thank you very much for that. Let's see here. So let's get into some of the question and answers. So let's do some live Q&A here. Mark, if you see any that are anything progressive related, let me know. There we have a lot of comments, guys, and I'll just say, I know my intro today was kind of long-winded. We had a lot to cover, so if we're missing questions, do apologize for that. But we are ready to begin our Q&A portion of this live stream. So we're going to go through here and we're going to try to find a lot of these questions. There's probably over 100 of them. Sitting here right now.
At least in comments. Yeah, at least in comments.
Yeah. So there's a lot of comments, guys. Stacy from Stacy's High Limit Slots is here, as well as NJ Slot Guy is here in the chat with us today. So thank you guys very much. And again, Tammy is our moderator. She is here. She's helping us out. So thank you very much, Tammy. Let's see. We got one here from Wise Virgin Slots Tips Guru. Last week, a Megabucks 1 million hit, but malfunctioned.
I haven't seen that. If you could post a link to that, hopefully we can allow that through, because I feel like that would have hit the news, something like that, and I haven't seen that before. Not saying I'm not saying you're a liar. I'm just saying I'd love to read more about that, because
I mean, if that would be crazy.
Malfunctions are so hard and rare now. They were a bigger thing back in the early 90s, mid 90s, but everything is so computerized now, and everything is saved down to the millisecond. I mean, you should, on some of the machines I have at home, you can pull up the log, and I mean, it's just, if you bump the machine, there's a sensor that says the machine was bumped. I mean, they track everything now, and every state is saved. So if something malfunctions or something doesn't go right, it resets itself, But anyway, I'd love to read about that. That would suck, though.
For sure. I mean, if that happened, that's crazy. I feel bad for that player. Kyle's here. Kyle says, thank you for answering my question from Patreon. Great information. You're very welcome, Kyle. We appreciate you having you here. We appreciate all of our members' support and Patreon members' support. It really does help the channel, guys. And speaking of members, we have a new member. Alan just recently became a member of the channel. So welcome, Alan, and thank you very much for your continued support. As a reminder, members and Patreon members can ask questions in advance for the following live streams each and every Sunday. So thank you very much, Alan. Really do appreciate that.
And speaking of Alan, now that he is a member, he had a question at 6:16 p.m.
6:16. Let's go. See, this is why I have you, Mark, here.
Yeah, I'm scrolling. I wish I could pick. We're trying to figure out how I can pick them too, guys, and we couldn't figure it out yet. So this is why we have to do it this way. It's an amateur operation hour here. Okay.
There we go. So let's get Alan's
So
question.
what are some progressives you might recommend? Well, I think if you take everything that we said, there are good times to play progressives. I think if you are set on playing Lightning Link or Dragon Link or any of those, and you just love those games, go around and look for the ones that have the high major, or any of the ones that are, could possibly be hit, relatively easily, and pick those machines and sit down and play them. If they're if they're low, if they haven't been hit, maybe go play something else and don't play it until somebody else feeds it, or look at those must-hit progressives like those Ainsworth machines. They're popular. Go by and walk through and see those, and look. Don't look at the major really, because that one can be deceiving. But if the minor is getting up there, it's pretty close to the cap, then sit there. I would sit down and play that machine. I think it would be worth a couple spins.
For sure.
That's what I would do. But I don't know, Brantley, do you have any other recommendations?
No, that's exactly what I would do too. I mean, yeah, like Mark said, there are some good times to play progressives. You just have to be observant. You have to watch. And again, following those tips of just being observant, walking around the casino, checking them out, figure out what type of progressive it is, and then make your decision from there. Making smarter decisions in the casino is how you better your play. So that's what I would do. Absolutely. We do have another question here from Bullion Bear. Bullion Bear is a member of the channel again. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate that. He asks, do progressives in cruise ships casino work the same as land-based casinos? You know what? Yes and no. It would depend on the game, and it would depend on the type of progressives that there are. Because I'm not sure exactly if they have wide area progressives. I think some do. Mark, do you remember any cruise ships having wide area? Or are they all local?
I have no idea. And the internet is usually garbage on those things anyway. So
yeah,
they would have to have a good connection with some other, off the boat. That just seems like recipe for a disaster for me. It's possible. It's possible, but I would imagine they wouldn't. They would just have a local area or standalone, and that's it. But that's speculation on my part. I don't know.
That's a good question. And I mean, unfortunately, it's got to be speculation on my part too. I would have to, I'd have
next
to
time on a cruise ship, I'll look and ask.
Yeah. I'd have to contact in another expert on that one. And that's another thing that we do here on this channel, guys, is, if we don't know the answers, we will absolutely go find somebody that does, to come on here and let you guys know. We're doing a lot more expert interviews as the channel grows. And we're getting better every single day. Got a question here from Gary Gates. Are quick hit platinum slots progressive slot machines? There's a few different versions of quick hits, but I believe the quick hit platinum is a progressive slot machine. Mark, do you want to elaborate on the platinum slot machines?
It definitely is. The platinum just means that there's the regular quick hit symbol, but there's also a quick hit platinum symbol. And if you get 5 of those across, and you hit the big one, which is the top amount for quick hit. It plays just like the regular quick hit machines that are all progressives. But most of those, I think all of those are standalone progressives. I don't believe that they link those with other machines. I could be wrong, but every time I've ever seen a bank of them, they're all separate. And even the one that you have a Valley 9000 sitting right next to you there, that has progressives, and it's configured in a way where it's all local, or it's all standalone. It's all standalone. So I don't know if that one is linked or not, but yeah, they are definitely progressive machines.
Yeah, good question.
Yep,
very good question.
Yeah.
Let's see. Question from David. Is the general rule of thumb fewer progressives equals less volatile machine with more wins overall? In terms of a progressive machine versus a non-progressive machine, or in terms of a progressive machine just with fewer progressive? Well, not necessarily, because Wheel of Fortune only has one progressive, and it's probably one of the most volatile games out there.
I'm not sure I could say that that's a rule of thumb.
It would depend on the game, really. It would really depend on the game. Amelia asks, how do you find the must hit by machines? What games usually have must hit. So Ainsworth games really kind of take the lead in the must hit by market. And again, with those must hit by games, it will specifically say on the machine that it is a must hit by game. I have a video in my library where I played the Enforcer and also Thunder Cash. Both of those games are must hit buys. And I actually show the screen and point out exactly where it says that, and then what the must hit by number is. And then also on Thunder Cash, it has the starting number. So always it's just a matter of looking at those machines. But as for where they're going to be the most common, it's going to be the Ainsworth machines that are going to be the most common with those. Let's see. Right next to that one, we have a question from Skip on progressive machines. If money is no issue, what is the best bet? $5 a spin or $12.50 a spin or higher? If higher, would you have a chance for the jackpot? Again, it really all depends on the game. Are you playing Dancing Drums? Are you playing Dragon Link, Lightning Link, Wheel of Fortune, Buffalo? There's a lot of games out there. Generally speaking, you want to go with a higher denom. Higher denomination is going to be the better chance, more so than the actual bet amount. And then you have to look at the other factors of the game too. A lot of these newer progressives can be very confusing, guys, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on with that. So it's really important to really read the game and understand the game, because they're so vastly different from the other games out there. So but overall, I would say that the denomination amount is going to be better than the bet amount. I know there's a couple of machines out there. I know there's a version of Buffalo that actually says that the higher you bet, the better your chances are. And that's written on the machine. So again, you kind of have to look at all of those factors as well. Stacy from Stacy's High Limit Slots, kind of going back to the cruise ships. She says, personal experience. Stacy does a lot of cruises. She says, personal experience, I believe that they're all only ship specific. Thank you very much for that. We really appreciate that, Stacy. Let's see. I'm just kind of going down the line here, guys. Let's see. Flip Flop, planning on going to Vegas later this year. Do you have a few examples of a low volatile machine? Lowest volatile machine there is just regular double diamond. Regular double diamond or triple diamond, one of those. But a lot of the older school machines are going to be a lot less volatile. Mark, do you have some examples of some good low volatile machines?
Same ones.
Exact same. Yeah.
And just about every casino will have a double diamond hidden away somewhere, just because of that, especially in the high denom area. You almost can always find a double diamond or a triple diamond or double, triple diamond somewhere in there. The old style reels is because the heavy hitters just love playing those, and for a good reason. They're low volatility, they're easy to hit jackpots on, but they don't have flashy bells and whistles, and they're not overly exciting to play. But that doesn't matter if that's what you're really after. If you're really after stretching your bankroll and playing to better your chances of winning, we both say low volatility machines are your best bet. Can you win on higher volatility? Yes, you can, but you have to have the bankroll to back it up, and a lot of people don't. And so low volatility is your best bet to sit down and really stretch your bankroll. And sometimes you can play those for a while, build up your bankroll, and then go play a high volatile machine and try your chances. Try that. But I would not walk in hot into a casino and go to a 10 times pay or Lightning Link or something and spend your initial bankroll on those machines, because I think, we don't know. It's unpredictable, but we don't know for sure. But it's likely that your bankroll is going to disappear quickly. And it would be better if you kind of fueled it a little bit by playing the lower volatile machines and then walking around the casino and playing something else. That's just what I would do personally. I don't know, Brantley, if you have other strategies like that around volatility machines, but that's how I typically go about it.
Yeah, that's about the same with me on that. Let's see here, guys. Again, we have a lot of questions. This is so awesome. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for all the questions. It's keeping us on our toes. I know Tammy, she's in the comments working really hard there. So I apologize if we're missing any questions, guys, but we are going to try our hardest to get through them as much as possible. I know our intro today kind of went long-winded with the giveaway and everything else happening. So let's see here. Mark, if you see any questions that stick out, then let me know so I can put those up on the
I'd
screen.
go around the 622 time
Let's
frame. There are a
see. So
couple that came in.
622. All right. So we're just scrolling back here, guys. 622.
That just happened to be where I'm at the moment. So
okay. Let's see here. So looking for some progressive questions there. Let's see. Here's one from Clint. When a bonus round shows you where a jackpot was hidden after you select your prize, would you have really been able to hit that jackpot had you selected that icon? The answer is yes. So if it does show you an option once you've revealed your choice, if the game does show you an option, then that means that it was not predetermined. So had you selected differently, then yes, that would have been the outcome from that. I know one of those, NJ Slot Guy actually played this on his channel recently. It was a fireball bonus, an older Bally slot. Do you remember those, Mark? Where you pick the three fireballs on the little tiny touch screen. Those are not predetermined. It will actually show you behind the other fireballs what those were.
I kind of hate that, because then you just shoot yourself. It's like, oh, I was going to push that one, and I move my finger over. It's like where you start touching the screen and it doesn't accept it, so you move your finger over another one, and that was the one that had it. It's just, I'd rather not know.
Exactly.
It's torture. It's like top dollar. If you accept a good offer, you don't want to know what was after that. It's better to be left unsaid.
Yeah. better to just be left out.
Right.
Left in the dark on that. Let's see. Here's one from GB Commander Fox. Does the casino set the minimum amount of the grand jackpot on games like Huff and Puff and Lightning Link? Typically, yes, but they have a lot of help with that. That's usually something that they work on with the manufacturer. They look at a lot of different factors. You can go to Las Vegas and you can go to some of these really big casinos, and they have these Dragon Link progressives that are $1 million+. But I know a smaller casino wouldn't be able to do that. So, they have a lot of analytics and stuff that they work with. They work with the manufacturers when it comes to stuff like that. But yes, in a roundabout term, yes, they do work.
Yeah, and they also have to. They're also restricted by certain amounts. Like, they can't make the grand less than what the major is to start with. For example, It has to be a certain times your bet, and that's the same on like the Bally that you have sitting next to you. You can't make the top one a lower from your base bet than what. Oh God, I just screwed that again, guys. 9 hours of driving, my brain is fried. What I was trying to say was, the high, there is a limit. So it has to be, say, 2,000 times your bet that they could start with. And they could start it higher than that if they want to. But there are some manufacturing limits on those. And like Brantley said, a lot of those machines are leased, and they may not even have a say at what they're set to. But that in general, yes, they can set whatever they want to start at.
Yes. Let's see. Question here from Kevin. Great channel. You mentioned Wyoming native casinos have better payouts. Is this just because they are set higher? If so, how much higher is the percentage set to? Thanks. So there's a couple different reasons, guys. So with casinos, obviously, Wyoming is the smallest state by population in the country. Also, our casinos are extremely remote. They are not near any kind of major city. So, for somebody from like Denver or anything, Denver or Yellowstone to come over, it's going to take hours to get there. So they have to do something to entice people in and keep them playing. Also, we only have 4 registered gaming licenses in our entire state when it comes to casinos. We only have 4. So there's a lot of competition between the bigger guys. But yes, the percentages are set a lot higher. Wyoming does not publish their payback percentage rates. However, I can tell you, I cannot tell you an exact number, but just know that it is a lot higher than any other casino I've ever seen.
And we've seen it, but we can't tell you anything. It's one of those.
We cannot disclose numbers, but just know that yes, I would highly recommend, if you are a high limit player, you should really play at Wyoming casinos. Really,
I would agree with that.
So for sure. But no, there's a lot of factors. Again, it's smaller, it's more remote. They have to do a lot more to get people in the door and to be able to keep them there. And they really go way above and beyond when it comes to everything. So definitely.
There's a question, Gary Gates at 626.
Let's see here.
It's not progressive related, but I could talk to it.
Yeah, absolutely. 626 from Gary Gates. All right. Mark and Brantley. Go ahead, Mark.
Do you both know of any slot apps out there that have top dollar Wheel of Fortune pinball games on it? So yes, there is one. I was just searching for it. There is a top dollar clone on the App Store. If you just search for top dollar, you're going to see it. It's top dollar slots in the Apple App Store, and you'll see it. And it's not called top dollar, but you'll see it. It looks just like it. So you can play that one. I have not seen any with pinball. Double Down Casino on the App Store has Wheel of Fortune, many different versions of it too. And there's actually a little trick. I mean, if they're watching this, they're going to hate me for this, but you know how when you download these slot apps and they give you a pretty healthy amount of free coins to start with, but then they want you to start paying for more coins, right? I never advise you to do that because that's just money just going away. What you can do is if you have an old iPad or an old iPhone or something like that, you basically restore it, download all those apps, play through all the free coins on all the slot apps, and then restore your iPad or your iPhone again and just keep repeating that process because it sees you as a new person every single time. I've done this for years. This is how I've been able to play all those before I started owning my own machines, is by doing this. Because they give you 2 or 3 million coins and it's expensive to buy your own coins. So every time you restore an iPad or something, so get an old one and just have fun. The other thing is if you go to like Caesars Online Casino, you can play any of their slot machines or table games for free. It's basically like free trial kind of thing. You don't have to sign in. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to do anything. You just go to their site, pick a slot machine, and a lot of them are the same ones that you see in the casino. So that's what I do sometimes too, because I think it's kind of fun to, you want to scratch that itch a little bit, and that's a good way to do it. So yeah, go do that. And you can have tons of entertainment without ever having to walk into a casino. That's what I do. And I think it's a lot of fun.
So. Absolutely. $10 super chat from St. Miles. Thank you very much for that. Guys, those super chats help the channel out tremendously. So thank you very much. We really do appreciate the support. Question, will you be doing a view of some of the accommodations linked to your review of the casinos in your area? Yes, I can. Obviously, since I live here, I don't tend to stay there at the accommodations. But, I might maybe take a night or something and go out there and actually stay there. And if the casino will allow me to record just generally out on the property and kind of like walk through the casino and show you guys and stuff like that, then absolutely I would do that. That might actually be something that I can work with the casino on to make that happen. So thank you very much for that. I'll talk to the casino and see if that's something that we can't work out. EJ Laughs a Lot is here. EJ asks, hey guys, as always, great channel. I heard winnings are less on brand name slots like Wheel of Fortune, Simpsons, etc., because the studios get a cut of each spin. True. So a lot of those games are just naturally higher in volatility. It's not that their percentage is set differently. And Vegas Education is actually here. He commented right after that. Thank you very much for that. And he says, EJ, I've talked to many slot techs at the casinos all over the country. Some casinos set the lease games exactly the same, and some casinos set the lease games slightly lower. So again, and that's a good reminder into the fact that a lot of these casinos, again, there's no federal standard aside from the IGRA. So these casinos, they have the ability to set things differently as opposed to one area of the country or another. But in general, most of those cartoon games are just naturally going to be higher in volatility, not necessarily that the payouts are different on that. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you for the question, for that. I really do appreciate it, and thank you, Vegas Education, for helping us out in those comments today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Good to see you.
Let's see. Doug asks, did you ever find out why pinball never pays out on the bottom line? No, we have not. That might be something. You know what? I am going to bring that up at G2.
We will definitely be asking them that.
Yes.
I've sent by the way, I have sent IGT an email asking them about that. I never got a reply. Surprise. But it is Brantley and I talk about this all the time. It is so much easier to get the 3 double diamonds than it is to get all 5 or 4 balls into the bottom thing. I don't know why they made it so difficult, but I have never seen it ever on any pinball on YouTube, and there's a lot of it.
So
maybe it's happened, but
yeah, I've never seen it. But so I have a theory. So with and again, this is my theory on it. I am speaking purely on this topic, speaking purely of speculation. But so, for example, on Top Dollar, on the pay table, when the random number generator goes to select your bonus, there's one option to pick from, and that's the top option to pick from for the 1,000 credits or whatever. So it's got a big long list, and if it happens to pick that one, it's just that one and that one alone. Whereas with pinball, you have to get all 5 balls consecutively in the bottom. So I'm guessing that it's 5 different choices. So like you have to get
the odds are just
insanely difficult on that. My advice, if IGT is listening, my advice would be, which it would be awesome if IGT were listening. They are my favorite slot maker. So positivity all the way around for IGT. But if IGT is listening, my concept is, if that is how pinball is set up, maybe you should have it more set up to where, kind of like Top Dollar, where if you are going to eventually hit that 1,000 within the bonus, have it be one choice on the pay table, and then have all the balls be predetermined to go in the bottom once that one selection is made from the pay table.
Right.
I don't know. We will be asking IGT again. We're going to be at the Global Gaming Expo in Vegas, October 10th through the 13th. And that is top priority for us to ask, is why the hell can you not hit the 1,000 credits on pinball?
It's not even the 1,000 credits. I mean, it's like, what is it? Like 11. It's like 1,675 if you get all 5 in there.
Yeah.
So it's a big amount.
Absolutely crazy.
But it's I don't understand why they make it so hard.
Let's see. Purple and Gold Slots, welcome to the chat. They say they're asking who all is going to G2E. A lot of people are going to G2E. I know I'm going to be there. Mark's going to be there. Stacy and Greg are going to be there. I think NJ's going to be there. Gamble the Globe, if you are in the chat, you can help me out, because I know Gamble the Globe is kind of getting a bunch of people to be there. All of the really big top slot channels, I know for sure will be there. They're there every year. So even the big name slot channels with 500,000 plus followers, they will be there. So G2E is kind of like the global slot channel summit. So pretty much every single channel. I don't know of any channel pretty much every channel that I've talked to is going to G2E. So we will all be there under one roof when it comes to
exciting.
It is. It's going to be very exciting.
It'd be nice if we can do a panel, just have, like a table and have everybody up there and people can ask questions. Maybe that's in the future.
Right.
We'll have to really advertise the crap out of it.
G2E is a week-long event, and it is not free to get into the expo hall. So I know a lot of channels. Gamble the Globe is actually trying to set something up where we can meet outside of the expo hall for those people that don't have the passes to get into the expo hall. So we'll actually be meeting outside of the expo hall for everybody. So that way we can meet everybody that shows up to meet and talk to us.
Yeah. And I'm sure Brantley will have a thing on his website once we get closer to time, like specific day to day. I am sure we will have a meet and greet time outside of the hall, so anybody can come and meet us. Probably in some casino, we'll just have an area, but because I see Vex in there. It says he's going to be there October 9th for the week. Yes, we will be there. So
Yeah.
just keep an eye, keep watching the stream, obviously, but as we get closer, just keep an eye on ropethejackpot.com, and he'll probably have a calendar up there more specific,
Right.
time and date. So we'll do the meet and greet and stuff. So
exactly. Really quick, I'll actually show you guys. So here on the ropethejackpot.com website, you can actually go right up here to where it says events. Tap on events, and here is all of my upcoming events on where I am going to be. So on the 24th, I'm going to be at the Shoshone Rose Casino in Lander. Also on the 24th, between 3 and 4, I'm going to be in Riverton at the Wind River Casino. And I have all the details for G2E right here, October 10th through the 13th. And the meet and greet details will be to be announced as soon as we kind of finalize with some other channels about where we're going to meet and how we're going to do this. I'll provide all the information here on the events section. Also, guys, I do have a channel guide, so you can always keep current on what's going on with the channel, when I do what. So obviously today's Sunday, and we have our Sunday Slot Talk live. So definitely check that out. Events page at ropethejackpot.com. For all of those people that are brand new on the stream, our giveaway is live right now. I'll just plug that really quick while I'm here. You can go to ropethejackpot.com and then tap on giveaway. Guys, it's got all the directions for you right here on what to do. Easy as step 1, 2, 3. So just follow those steps to be entered. Here's our prize pack. Lots of cool, exciting stuff for 40,000 subscribers. So that's kind of some cool information there on the website. Dustin asks, are we going to do a group poll? The answer is no. The group polls are not, they're not beneficial to you guys. I want to be able to have fun with you guys, but it would be more beneficial for me just to talk to you guys and let you guys take your own money and, play your own machines. That way you get to keep 100% of it. But no, group polls really are not very beneficial. I've seen a lot of group polls where people will put in thousands of dollars and they come out with just like $5 ahead, even though like 5 jackpots were hit. So that makes no sense to me. So no, group polls are not beneficial to you guys, and I'm not going to put you guys through that. So no group polls. But if you guys want to play, if you want to play at the casino, I will gladly stand there with you and cheer you on. So yeah, no group polls, but Mark and I will absolutely come and have fun with you guys. Guys, if you ever see either of us at the casino at all, if you ever see me at the casino, come up to me. Every time I go to the casino, I carry poker chips with me. I'll sit there with you and, play games with you and stuff like that. There's no charge for any of that. I just like having fun with you guys. It's part of the channel. That's what makes this channel great, is just having fun with you guys, sharing stories, sharing information. So yeah, if you ever see us at the casino, come up and say hi. I love that. Absolutely do.
Yeah, and shout out to Jay who saw me a couple months ago in Vegas. So
yeah.
First time I've been recognized. So Jay, I hope you're doing well.
St. Miles says, deep respect for your advice about group polls. Yeah, guys, honestly, group polls are only beneficial to the person that has the player's card in the machine. That's it. There's no other benefits to group polls other than to the person that's got their card in the machine. I would never do a group poll with, other people's money outside of maybe like close, like Mark and I, we can sit there and we can do like a little mini group poll, but as it comes to for other people, no, I would not want to do that. It's not beneficial for you guys. Let's see. Lorena has a question. Do you have a calendar scheduled to visit any other states? Not right now. However, I will say this, because I know that you're from Arizona and I saw you mention this earlier. Guys, I will actually be in Arizona in 2 days. On Tuesday, I will be down in Arizona. However, I do not have any casino trip planned there. I'm actually doing a horse transport. So I'm running down to Arizona, grabbing some horses and coming right back. So I will be on the road Tuesday and Wednesday through Phoenix. And if I have time, I might stop into the casino, but that might not be something that I advertise. So it might be something that I just randomly could pop in there Tuesday night to Casino Arizona. You never know. So if you're in Phoenix and you're around, I might just randomly pop into Casino Arizona. But that's not positive yet. But yes, future travel is coming up. It is coming up. Let's see. All right. So let's go back to some questions and answers here. Some Q&A. Missed a lot of questions, guys. So I really apologize.
Sorry.
Today has been a crazy. This has been a really positive, really great live stream with so much interaction, and I'm so happy and thrilled. And we might have to start doing more live streams. I mean, we're getting so many. We're getting so many questions and topics. We might have to start doing a daily show here.
Well, I know, right? And don't forget Wednesdays, guys. We're here on Wednesdays too.
Absolutely.
And we'll answer any question you have there too. So
absolutely,
it's more tech focused, but we welcome all questions. We don't want to turn anybody away. So Dustin says it's actually much easier on Android. Just open settings and apps, pick the slot app and storage, and clear the data. So there you go. If you want to do the little trick, although I noticed on Android the slot apps are not as good. I think there are a few that are both on the same Apple and Android, but in my experience, there's a lot better slot apps on Apple.
For sure.
And Vegas says he wants to convince the wife to let him go.
Yeah. Vegas Education also says Cowboy Slots countrywide tour. That would be awesome. And that is actually something that as our channel grows, guys, really quick, I just want to mention this. We just hit 40,000 subscribers and we actually well exceeded that. We're at like a little over 40,200 people now. And that's just since this morning. It's really easy to forget that this channel is only 7 months old. I have gotten so many messages of ideas and video ideas and stuff to do and casinos to visit. It's really, I am overwhelmed with a lot of different stuff on here, guys. This channel is only 7 months old. We have a lot of room to grow. We have a lot of time to do it in. A countrywide tour, that might be possible once we do get a little bigger. I think that once we start getting into the 50,000 plus numbers of subscribers, especially when we hit, I know somebody's mentioned, 100,000 subscribers is next, which we're projected to hit 100,000 subscribers in less than a year from today. If we do ever reach 100,000 subscribers at that point, there will be probably a massive event for you guys that will all be free. And I will plan that out, and a tour might be a part of that. So yes, we've got a lot of room to grow for that.
I think you can just ride your horse around.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, ride my horse.
Do the horse tour. Yeah.
Right. That would be pretty cool. I'll show you guys once this week is over. I know I'm going to be traveling Tuesday and Wednesday, but I might actually do a little video clip or something. Maybe I'll do a Q&A with the horses. I'll go out and sit with them, and we'll do a Q&A with them. Deep Ponce, what casino do you like in Arizona? My favorite one is Casino Arizona. That would be my all-time favorite of all the casinos there. They have some great machines that are low in volatility and pay out really well. And I have hit quite a few jackpots there myself. There was one night I went into Casino Arizona with probably about $300 and I walked out with about 17,000. So love me some Casino Arizona. Shout out to those guys. Let's see. Do I have any knowledge? Here's another one. Do I have any knowledge about playing slots in Canada? Not really. I really don't. I've been into a casino once in Edmonton. That was years and years ago. I didn't really play much on that. So guys, we are at 1 hour and 10 minutes. We're really kind of going over our time, but we had a lot to cover. So we'll go on for just a couple more minutes and then we will wrap up today's live stream. And I hope you guys have all really enjoyed the live stream today. If you missed the first part, you can always go back and replay it because we do keep these live streams up and active for you guys. Let's see here. Nerd Girls Rule question. So each hit of the button, it's all RNG, but when you get a bonus, are you on the same RNG from when you hit the spin button or when you click the start feature, or is it on RNG number? Mark, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, the general rule of thumb is the RNG stops anytime your fingers touch something. So if you're hitting the bet max, it's starting an RNG. If it says you need to hit the button to start the free games, you're in control of when the RNG stops again. If you get a bonus and it immediately goes into the free games or something like that, there's no other RNG stop. The other thing is if you're having to select, we've talked about this too, like some games will let you pick more free games but lower multipliers, and then less free games but higher multipliers. That is just basically you're deciding the volatility of the bonus round that's coming up. But again, that's not determined until you push the button and it starts the game. So it's not 100% true, but the general rule of thumb is if you have to do something to get the machine to move on to the next step, it's another RNG stop. And that's just something that you can just keep in mind in general when you're playing these machines. It's like Wheel of Fortune, you hit the bonus symbol. It hasn't decided what the wheel is until you hit the spin button, and that's when it stops that RNG. So that's something you can just keep in the back of your mind. Again, it's not 100%, but I would say 90% maybe. That is usually the case.
Absolutely. Let's see. We got another one here. I want to see your horse. I actually, guys, I do have a photo of my horse on ropethejackpot.com. I will bring this up one more time here. So on ropethejackpot.com, if you click on about, this is going to show you kind of a little bit about Cowboy Slots, guys. This was the store that I owned way back in the day. This was my business that I owned. This was my garage at home working on these machines. And there's one of my horses right there. So that's in the photo there under the about section of the website. Also, wanted to show you guys something new that I've added. This is something that's kind of beneficial, especially if you are another slot channel out there, because I've been asked this question a lot. A lot of times people will come up and they'll ask me, what do you use for your camera or your tripod or anything like that? If you go on the shop section where the poker chips are, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, I now have a section of this is the equipment that I use here on this channel. So if you want to know what kind of tripod that I use in the casino, that's right there. What kind of lights I use, computer I use, all of that. It's right there just for informational purposes in case you are ever interested. I know that a couple other channels have asked me, they're like, do you recommend a good tripod? What's the best one to use for filming slot play? Well, now you guys can go to my website and
I totally bought that tripod, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, it's a good tripod. It really is. I would show you right now, but I have my camera on it, so I can't.
No, I saw it in person. I was like, that's the one I need. I have a flimsy Amazon one. It was terrible, but
yeah, that tripod
that's a good one.
Really sturdy. It's really, really. I actually got Stacy from Stacy's High Limit Slots showed me the tripod, and then I was like, wow, that's really cool. Like, that's awesome. I want one that's that sturdy. And then I bought it. And then Mark did the same thing. He's like, wow.
Yeah, I just did. I did it last night. I was like, that's great. That's the one I need. I was going to ask you anyway, so you beat me to it.
So yeah, now you can go to the website and all of it's there. I love providing you guys with resources, even if it's not always slot resources. So let's see if you Jay Boris, if you ever visit WinStar in Oklahoma, let me know. Would love to meet you in person. I love your channel. Well, thank you very much for that. Yes, I have a plan to come to WinStar eventually. I know Mark and Stacy have been honestly, Mark and Stacy have been on me about that, about getting down to WinStar. It's planned, guys. I got a lot going on. Hopefully end of this month, maybe even next month. I know October is going to be slam packed for G2E, but perhaps next month I can make a trip down to WinStar and all of that.
I heard it's the biggest in the world, so you got to come.
Right. Exactly.
And get that question from Gary. Two spins. My brain is going two up from that one. 7-11. Yeah.
This one here.
Yep.
All right.
So on Wheel of Fortune, if you get the spin button for the wheel, can you hit the button to stop it as soon as it slows down? I wish.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's all predetermined once you hit that button. And as you know, it's going to land on the lower amounts way more often. It is not a traditional spin like you see in the show. It is predetermined. It's just like flashing a number on the screen, except it's giving you some kind of animation and feeling. So, yeah, you don't have control over where it stops, unfortunately.
Exactly. I wish you did.
So,
That'd be pretty cool.
yeah.
Let's see. DJ has a comment. I love your channel. I won a few jackpots on Triple Diamond since I started watching your channel. Thank you very much, guys. I really, really do appreciate that. Follow up to that, Tammy, our moderator, is reminding you guys, I do publish your testimonials. So, guys, if you go to the casino and you're having fun and you happen to hit a jackpot, I want to be able to share that with our slot community here. And I do have that on the website right here under testimonials. These are all submitted by you guys. So I will put your photo, quote, and your name and where you hit that. So this is also a good thing too, guys. If you're looking for a casino around your area, check out the testimonials page on the website, because you can kind of see, there's a lot of repeat casinos in here. So you can kind of get a good idea of where the good casinos are at, what the good machines are to play. Here's 1,000 credits on Top Dollar. That's awesome. If you notice, I want you guys to notice something about this. There are several photos on the testimonials page of Double Diamond hitting all three of the double diamonds. There's one right there. We got one right here on pinball. We got one right here. So that's why I say that's a good indication that those games are very low in volatility. So utilize this website as another resource too, guys. It's a great resource to have. So and more things you can also on the website. Sorry, I keep bringing it up. I have the casino guide. It's right here next to testimonials. You can actually check to see these are every single Indian tribal casino in the country. So if it is owned by a tribe, we have it listed right here. And you can actually see exactly what class it is. I'll just click on North Dakota, for example. So North Dakota, you've got all these casinos right here. Prairie Knights is class 3. Eagles Landing is class 3. Salty Dogs Lounge has a class 2 license. So again, guys, the website is chock full of good information, and I'm adding more and more every single day. So that's just my little tidbit. Check out the website. There is a lot of info on there. Let's see. So let's go back. We're pretty much at an hour and 20 minutes, guys. I usually like to keep our live streams at about an hour, but today is such an exciting day, and we had so much to discuss in the opening about the giveaway, which, by the way, too, if you missed the information about the giveaway, just as a reminder, let me put this up on the screen here. If you're watching this video later too, all of the information about the giveaway is in the description of this video. And you can also check that out on ropethejackpot.com for all of that information as well. So let's go back to some questions here. Let's see. Little T, thank you, Cowboy. Just wanted to say hello. Love all that you do. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Tammy reminded everyone to smash that like and subscribe and share. Thank you, Tammy. Let's see. Debbie, have to drive 2 hours to a casino. Can you recommend a game to sit and play for a while? Honestly, for me, when I go to if killing time and trying to ride out for the longest stay is on my list of things to do, I'll play video poker. Video poker is kind of like you play, it gives it back. You play, it gives it back. It's kind of one of those things. So video poker, you can last a long time on video poker, and you can make some good money on video poker as well.
Yeah, a tip that my friend and I, when we meet in Vegas, we'll go and we'll play like 10-cent video poker or 25-cent video poker, and at the bar just to get free drinks. And usually, like he said, you just bet it and you get it back. You bet it and you get it back. So we almost always end up getting a free drink out of it. So video poker is a good way to make it last a while for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's an older question. Again, guys, we've missed a lot of questions, so I do apologize because we've had a lot of talking to do today in this live stream, but I'm trying to catch up here. Ted asks, have you heard of HHR slots? Visited a casino in Virginia and discovered they were all HHR based. The outcome is apparently based off of previous run horse races. Yes, we have those here in Wyoming. So in Wyoming, we have aside from our casinos, we also do have HHR machines. We have a chain called Wyoming Downs. They have buildings in almost every major city, and it's like a little gaming parlor, and it does have those HHR machines. And yes, it is based off of previously run horse races, which you can win some good money off of them. You can. There have been some times, I mean, there have been some big jackpots that I've seen. I know one person at one of the HHR gambling lounges won like $300,000 on a machine, which is just crazy and nuts. I don't know what kind of bet amount he was betting, but yeah, you can win some good money at them. Let's see. Vicky asks, do you have a favorite table game? I do. I enjoy 3-card poker. 3-card poker, or sometimes if I really want to sit and play for a long time, I'll play Pai Gow. What about you, Mark?
Mine is blackjack. I like blackjack a lot. Yeah, that's probably the only one I really. And don't ask me about craps. I'm a pretty intelligent guy, I think, anyway. But I still cannot figure out the game craps. I've tried it on apps, where you can play it for free, and I still can't figure it out. So if I can't figure out a game, I just don't play it. But blackjack is a pretty easy one to kind of master. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, blackjack's a fun game. I like the 3-card poker. That's kind of my little thing there. So guys, we are now at 1 hour and 20 minutes. So this is going to conclude our live stream for today. As a reminder, the giveaway is happening right now. You can go to ropethejackpot.com/giveaway, or just tap on the giveaway tab. Also, all of that information is in the description of this video on how to enter the giveaway and what video that we are sharing, as well as the prizes on there. Also, guys, brand new poker chip options are available. They are now in 3 different colors, including the limited poker chip as well as a new blue color. Those are all available on ropethejackpot.com. You can even get the limited in a little case. So those are I do not have very many of these guys. That's why they are the way they are. But so those limited chips, once those are gone, they get taken off the market altogether, because there's not a lot of those remaining, and the winner is in the giveaway will receive 2 of those as well. Mark, any final closing comments or remarks about Progressive before we end today's live stream?
I'm progressively trying to get closer to the bed so I can fall asleep.
Yeah. All right.
No, I'm just kidding. I hope you guys enjoy the show for sure. Progressives is a topic that we get asked a lot, and we will cover it again, I'm sure. But
absolutely,
it's one of the few that you actually have some advantage over, picking certain slot machines. Again, we preach that there's not really any way to know if it's a winning machine or not, but there are some advantages to picking a progressive that has a must hit buy and it's close to it, or a progressive that is higher than the other machines that are next to it. So just, use those tips, go in there and, walk the floor, pick the right machine, and better your odds. And if it's not bettering your odds, it's bettering your pay whenever you get that progressive, and why not? It's something to do. So
exactly.
That's my final closing, is just watch, keep your eyes open before you put money in and start banging that button, because you'll learn a lot by just walking around,
be
and watching
observant.
the machine. So
be observant.
Yes, be observant.
Follow the directions, please, on those progressive machines. You will get further in life with that, and do better at the casino. Just make sure you read those machines, guys, because they can trip you up a lot.
Absolutely.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for everything that you all have done. We really appreciate it. 40,000, that's just absolutely blows my mind. It is amazing, and we are well on our way to continuing that trend. And we're going to be doing more giveaways too as time goes on. Like I said, giveaways happening right now. I always appreciate you guys. We're giving back in October, in case you missed it. In the month of October, we're coming out with a pink poker chip, and I will be donating 100% of those proceeds to the Susan G. Komen Foundation for Breast Cancer. So anyway, guys, lots of fun stuff happening, lots of great stuff happening on this channel. It's all thanks to you guys. We really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Have a great start to your week, and we will see you again next Sunday.
Take care, guys.